where we had left in the previous class. That was the modeling of operations research. Okay. So today we will learn the classification of operations research model. Classifications of operations research model. And if we would have time, so we will also see that general methods to solve operation research models. Okay. So without losing any time, let's start. Actually, you have already studied that what is the model. Model is the representation of reality. So according to the situations or according to the conditions, there are so many models. So we will classify these models according to the characteristics or features. Okay. So the first one is classification by structure, means OR model according to the structure. So first one is the iconic model. Iconic model represents the system as it is by scaling it up or down. That is by enlarging or reducing the size. In other words, it is an image. For example, a toy airplane is an iconic model of a real one. Other common examples of it are photographs, drawings, maps, etc. A model of an atom is scaled up so as to make it visible to the naked eye. In a globe, the diameter of the earth is scaled down, but the globe has approximately the same shape as the earth, and the relative size of the continents, seas, etc. are approximately correct. Okay. Also, the iconic model is usually the simplest to conceive and the most specific and concrete. Its function is generally descriptive rather than explanatory. Accordingly, it cannot be easily used to determine or predict what affects many important changes on the actual system. So let us see. I think all of you have seen the graph paper. All of you have seen graph paper. Okay. So let us see graph paper, and when you have to draw any image or any graph, any chart in the graph paper, so what you will do? Actually, you assume some scale. You assume some scale. Okay. When you will assume some scale, according to your scale, you will plot a line or bar or pie chart that you have assumed. Okay. Let us, I am showing you in your screen. There is a graph paper. Okay. This is a graph paper. Now, there are so many small blocks and there is also bigger blocks. Let us see in this graph paper. In this graph paper, these are the small blocks. Means within the one big square box, there are how many small blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. Okay. So if you have to plot a line, suppose that you have to plot a line for 100 centimeter. So what you will do? You will assume a scale. Suppose that you will assume that 5 small blocks, means this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 small blocks equal to uh, 20 centimeter. Okay, 5 small block equal to 20 centimeters. So it means 4 centimeter equal to 1 small blocks. 4 centimeter equal to 1 small blocks. So for 100 centimeter, how much will you take the small blocks? That is 20. Okay. So you will take 20 boxes. So you will draw a line on 20 boxes. Okay. So this iconic model is also representation of scaling. Scaling means suppose that you have a map of UP. You have a map of UP, and now you have to measure the distance from Kanpur to Delhi or Kanpur to Ghaziabad. Okay, you have to measure the distance from Kanpur to Ghaziabad in the map. So how will you measure? Actually, there is a scale in your map by which you can calculate the distance between Kanpur and Ghaziabad. Okay, so similarly, actually the graph is according to the real situation of your district, that is Kanpur or Ghaziabad. The map is actually exactly same as the your Uttar Pradesh map has. Okay, जो आपका उत्तर प्रदेश का मैप है उसी के अकॉर्डिंग मैप होता है आपका. अब आपको अगर कानपुर से गाजियाबाद तक के बीच की दूरी मेजर करनी है तो उसमें एक मेजरमेंट दिया होता है ऊपर कि इतने पॉइंट बराबर इतने किलोमीटर या इतना ऐसा कुछ. तो आप जहां पर गाजियाबाद का पॉइंट है वहां पर मैप में और कानपुर का पॉइंट है, उन दोनों के बीच का आप स्केल से मेजर कर लेंगे तो आपको उन दोनों के बीच की डिस्टेंस पता चल जाएगी. ठीक है ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ए टॉय एयरप्लेन इज एन आइकॉनिक मॉडल ऑफ ए रियल वन. सपोज दैट जैसे आपको जो पायलट वगैरह होते हैं ना तो उनको ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए वो मैप में एयरप्लेन वगैरह बनाते हैं. ठीक है ना. So this type of model which used images, pictures and measured by scaling. Okay, so the model that include pictures, images and measured by scaling, so these type of model called your iconic model. These are called your iconic model. Okay, again the next one is analog model. Analog model is also typed according to the structure of operations research model. Okay, so this analog model is in which one set of properties is used to represent another set of properties are called analog model. After the problem is solved, the solution is reinterpreted in terms of the original system. For example, graphs are very simple analogs because distance is used to represent the properties such as time, number, percent, age, weight, and many other properties. Actually, your analog models are your graphs, charts. Okay, graphs and charts. So let us see here. I am showing you something. There is an Excel sheet and I am writing down x 1 5 3 4. Oh, sorry, I'm writing here some numbers. These are the x and let us draw y. Y equal to. Now we have to plot graph for these two variables. Okay. This. Let us see. According to the your graph, blue line is your x line and red line is your y line. Let us see. I think all of you are looking now. सबको दिखाई दे रहा है. तो ये रहा आपका एनालॉग मॉडल. Now let us see here. In the value of 0 in X series, where is the value of 0? That is in this place. Here at the point 6, the value of your X is 0. And what is the value here? Value is here your 4. Okay. So you can also represent all the things at data labels. Now look at here. Everything is written here. Okay. Where is the value of 9? That is this. The value of X is here at 0.8, that is 9. Okay. So this type of model called analog model. When the models represented in either graph or chart. So you can represent your all the information either in percentage or age or weight or number or time in graph and charts. So suppose that you have to represent your 5-year sales. You have to represent your 5-year sales. So how you can represent? Let us see here. I think 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. These are the 5 years. And sale for in different these years is in lakhs. 5, 8, 7, 12, and 18. Okay. So let us see. These are your in different year and sales. Okay. ये आपके 5 साल की सेल दी हुई है. Now you can plot the graph for yourself. अब आपको चाहे ऐसे लिखें, either you can represent your these cells in your graph. Okay. So let us. I am writing this here. I am deleting this. Okay. So I am writing here year. YEAR and sales SALES. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2000. These are the 5 years. Okay. And you will write down here your sales. Sales in lakhs. You can plot the graph for this as a bar chart. Okay, this. Now you can also change this. Here you have to represent. Okay, so you can change either X or Y or Z according to the condition. Okay, here this graph is not proper because we have not specified any scale. Okay, so you can represent your information or data either in percentage, age, weight, or number in a graph. Okay, so the model that are presents in graph or chart is called your analog model. Okay, but these model these model can be easily manipulated. These model are can be easily manipulated. How? If you will change the any value, you will change the any value, so your graph will be changed according to that value. So these are easily manipulated. Okay. So these type of model called your analog model. And the next one is symbolic. Symbolic or mathematical model means you have to represent your information in symbols. The symbolic or mathematical model is one which employs a set of mathematical symbols, that is letters, numbers, etc., to represent the decision variables of the system. These variables are related together by means of a mathematical equation or set of equations to describe the behavior or properties of the system. The solution of the problem is then obtained by applying well-developed mathematical technique to the model. The symbolic model is usually the easiest to manipulate experimentally, and it is most general and abstract. Its function is more often explanatory rather than descriptive. Let us understand it. Suppose that you have to manufacture standard steel. Okay, so the combination of standard steel requires three elements. Okay, that is iron, iron, nickel, and zinc. Okay, these three elements are required. Now, all of the combination of these three should not be more than 20. Okay, and what is the combination of these? So let us, you will assume three part of iron, two part of nickel, and one part of zinc. Okay, so let us assume x1 represents your iron, x2 represents your nickel, and x3 represents your zinc. But the combination of all these should not be more than 20. So how you will write this? Means 3x1 plus 2x2, here this x2 is in suffix, okay, plus x3 means 1x3 or x3. x3 should not be greater than equal to 20. So you will represent your problem or information in symbols. These are the symbols. Okay, so now you can calculate or solve by using mathematical techniques this problem. So we can say that the symbolic or mathematical model is one in which we use symbols or letters or numbers. Here x1, x2 and x3. Here x1, x2 and x3 are decision variables. Decision variables means these are the variables which can be changed according to our condition. Means we have to find the values of these x1, x2 and x3. Okay. So the solution of the problem is then obtained by applying well-developed mathematical techniques to the model. After applying the mathematical technique, we can get the solution. Now, the symbolic model is usually the easiest to manipulate experimentally, and it is most general and abstract. Actually, here, all the things that are given, you have to interpret them. You have to interpret these decision variables, because you have assumed that what is x1, what is x2 and what is x3, and when you will get the value of these decision variables, then after getting the solution, you will explain this how you have find these and what they are representing. So you have to also interpret your model or your solution. Okay, so these type of model which used symbolic symbols or letters, and after applying mathematical techniques you get the solution. So these type of models called your symbolic or mathematical models. Okay, now what is the next situation of model classification? That is classification by purpose, according to your purpose. So model can also be classified by purpose of its utility. The purpose of a model may be descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive. Descriptive means in detail, describe some aspects. Actually, these type of models are used when a particular situation occurs. When a particular situation for a single purpose. Suppose that you have any issues in your organization, then you will use these type of model. And these what are the types of these types of model? There are descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive. So let us see descriptive model. A descriptive model simply describes some aspects of a situation based on observations, survey, questionnaire, results, or other available data. The results of an opinion poll represent a descriptive model. Suppose that a descriptive model. Suppose that you are launching a new product. Okay, you are launching a new product, and you have made a survey for your new product launching. You have made a survey for launching your new product. Okay, so after getting the 1000 responses, after getting the 1000 responses, you will describe all the aspects, means all the questions that you have asked in your survey. So you will describe all the answers or responses, okay, according to the your survey. So the result of an opinion poll represents a descriptive model. So the result that you will find by making a survey, so that will be called your descriptive model. In the current time, many company are conducting survey, and they are also paying to you. They are also paying to you to answering for some questions. So these are used for company's new project. Okay, either they are launching any project or any launching a product or any other things. So they conduct surveys to get the opinions of respondents. Okay, so these type of model are your descriptive model. And predictive model, such model can answer what if. What if? Predictive means you will predict, you will forecast. What if type of question, that is they can make predictions regarding certain events. For example, based on the survey results, television networks such models attempt to explain and predict the election results before all the votes are actually counted. Prediction means actually when the surveys are made, when the surveys are made, so what happened? Suppose that company is launching a new product, and the company had conducted a survey, and after getting the response, so they can find that this product will be success or not after getting the response. Similarly, if there is an election, so many television networks conduct survey that we call opinion poll. Opinion poll that collect surveys information, and according to that survey, they predict that this party will be win in the election. So, but this is not 100% true. Either you can say that the prediction could be wrong also. The prediction could be wrong also and right also. So there are both are chances that either it could be fail or success. Okay. So the when the prediction are made by your opinion or surveys or questionnaire, when questions were asked what if. So these type of model calls your predictive model. Okay. Now, what is prescriptive model? prescriptive model. Finally, when a predictive model has been repeatedly successful, means it can be used to prescribe a source of action. Means when you repeat your predictive model, means when you will repeat many times, so the result will be, if occur same, if your results coming same, so it means this is your successful. Okay, so it can be used to prescribe a source of action. So you can say that this result is success. Suppose that you have asked question in a district related to upcoming election, that which party will be win in upcoming election, and you have made a survey 7 districts. In the first districts, we have got responses for a particular party. Okay, and after that you have got also same result in the second district, and you have also get the same result in the third district, and similarly so on. So you can say that your predictive model has been successful. Means after getting the response from all the 7 districts, you can use a prescribed source of action, or you can say that this party will be win in the upcoming election. Okay. Similarly, for example, linear programming is a prescriptive or normative. Linear programming is a model because it prescribes what the managers ought to do. Linear programming is a prescriptive model because it prescribes what the managers ought to do. Suppose that I have written this examination, this equation. Okay. So after getting the solution, we can say that the manager will use solution of this model. Manager will use this model B, which we have suggested after applying this model or this technique. Okay, so these type of model called your prescriptive model. The next one is classification by nature of environment. Nature of environment. So what types of nature? Two types. There are two types of nature environment. Okay, the first one is deterministic and second one is probabilistic. Deterministic means some definite things, and probabilistic means there are some possibility or some chances. So deterministic models, some such models assume conditions of complete certainty. Certainty means definitely, and perfect knowledge. For example, linear programming, transportation, and assignment models are deterministic types of models. Means the information that you have is 100% true and correct. So after using these information, the results that is sure. Means you have a single result and definite result. Okay. So when you will use these type of model, that is called your deterministic model. And what about the probabilistic model or stochastic model? This is also called stochastic model. These types of model usually handle such situation in which the consequences or payoff managerial action cannot be predicted with certainty. Means when you are not certain or you have some doubts, when you have some doubts, that means either this, if you are playing a game and you have doubt that either you will win or not, so there is chances of your winning, that is 50-50. So the probability to winning your match is 1/2. So this is the chance. Okay. So when these type of model occur, then this is called probabilistic model. However, it is possible to forecast a pattern of events based on which managerial decision can be made. Means if you will also see the past events, if you are also looking for the past event, so you can forecast also. You can forecast, but you are not 100% sure. Suppose that if you are looking that since the last 5 years, for the last 5 years, your selling is increasing year by year. So you can also say that your sales in upcoming year, next year will be increased. But this is not 100% sure. You are forecasting according to your pattern. Okay. For example, insurance companies are willing to insure against risk of fire, accident, sickness, and so on because the pattern of events have been compiled in the form of probability distribution. Actually, when the insurance company makes insurance, when the insurance company makes insurance, so what they see, suppose that you are taking insurance for your car or any vehicle that you have. You are taking an insurance for your any vehicle. So how they insure your vehicle according to the past condition. They are looking at all the insurance that they have made, how many times they have paid insurance. Okay, and what is the chance to pay money to you for your either accident or for your vehicle. Suppose that you have taken the insurance policy for 10 years. So they assume that what was the amount that they will receive from you in 10 years. Okay, and what are the uh, amount which they will pay to you for your car. So you are not every time accident your car, okay? Because you are always trying to be safe, okay? So it is also happens sometimes. So insurance company calculate the probability distribution. Calculate the probability distribution. Actually, this is also have also when they gives you insurance, they also distribute the probability according to the your depreciation of your vehicle. Actually, when if you are taking insurance for the new vehicle, so the amount will be differ from the amount which will you take after 5 years for your vehicle. Okay, because they will also calculate the depreciation of your vehicle. So these are the some models which are used in organizations for a making solution. Okay. So these probabilistic models are used where there are chances of doubt. Okay. Or there is any possibility or probability. So these are called probabilistic model. The next one is classification by behavior. Classification by behavior. So the first one is static model. These models do not consider the impact of changes that takes place during the planning horizon. That is, they are independent of time. Also, in a static model, only one decision is needed for the duration of a given time period. Means, if you have constructed model once for a particular time, so the same model will be worked for that time, and there is no chances of changes according to the your time. Okay, because this is always possible to in world is changing every time. World is changing every time, but the conditions are never same for your organization. But in the static model, if you have applied a static model once, so you cannot change within the time. Actually, this is free from time. This is independent. Independent means after applying once, you cannot modify anything on that model. So these type of models called static models in which you cannot make any change. Okay, and dynamic model, in these models time is considered as one of the important variables and admit the impact of changes generated by time. Also in dynamic models, not only one but a series of interdependent decision is required during the planning horizon. Means just opposite to static model. When you will construct the dynamic model, so you will construct that it could be also possible that in the future there could be possible some changes some variables can be changed. So there is flexibility. There is flexibility in dynamic model. If there would be any change, so you can make those changes according to your condition. So you can able to make changes according to your conditions. So these type of models called dynamic model. Okay. And also there are used some variables which are interdependent. Means if there is any impact on one decision variables, so the impact of that decision will also affect another decision variables. Okay. So you can change your decisions according to the situation or time. So the type of model called your dynamic model. And what about the next? Classification by method of solution. Solution means which type of your method you are using. So the first one is, that is analytical models. These are specific models. These models have a specific mathematical structure and thus can be solved by known analytical or mathematical techniques. For example, a general linear programming model as well as the specially structured transportation and assignment models are analytical models. Means they have some definite techniques. They have some definite techniques and specially structured. Specially structured means for a particular purpose. For a particular purpose. For example, transportation model is used to reduce your cost. Assignment model is used to you assign your a job to particular a person. Okay, so you are using well specified mathematical structure to solve your known analytical techniques. Okay, so when you use these type of model, this is called analytical model. And the next is simulation model. They also have a mathematical structure, but they cannot be solved by purely using the tools and techniques of mathematics. Actually, these are also mathematical structure, but they cannot use purely tools and techniques of mathematics. A simulation model is essentially computer assisted experimentation on mathematical structure of a real-time structure in order to study the system under a variety of assumptions. Actually, suppose that let us an example of chemistry. For example, when you are assuming the ideal gas, okay. So there are some assumptions that temperature should be equal to this, pressure should be equal to this, and volume should be equal to this. So these are some assumptions for ideality. Okay, these are some assumptions to ideality. So similarly, the mathematical tools used, but not pure. You have to also assume some assumptions. You have to also make some assumptions. Means suppose that you have to know the conflict between. You have to know that there is any confliction between the employee and the top management of your organization. You want to know that there is any confliction between the employees and the top management. So you will create a hypothesis. You will create a hypothesis supposing some assumptions. Okay, and you will collect the information. You will collect the information, and after using statistical tool, you will find the results. And after getting the results, you will make solution. Okay? So when these type of models are used, then we can say that these are the simulations model. Okay, we have to make some assumptions to using our mathematical techniques. Okay. The next is classification by use of digital computers. Classification by use of digital computers. So the development of the digital computer has led to the introduction of the following types of modeling in OR. Actually, when we were talking about the digital, so we always talk about the information technology. Okay. So analog and mathematical models combined. Analog and mathematical models combined. Sometimes analog models are also expressed in terms of mathematical symbols. Such models may belong to both the types, second and third in classification one above. One above means that is analog and mathematical. That was symbolic. What was the second and third in the classification one? That was the analog model and symbolic model, or we can also say that that was mathematical model. Okay. So when we combine both of these models, analog and mathematical model. Okay, so this model is of analog type, but mathematical formulae are also used in it. Simulation is also a technique in your operations research. Simulation is a technique in which we use graphs as well as also mathematical formula. Okay, simulation is a technique in which we used graph and also as well as mathematical formula. Okay. So managers very frequently use this model to simulate their decisions by summarizing their activities of industry in a scaled down period. So I think if you have seen any situation when the company present their data, so they use the type of model. They use the type of model. Okay. They also calculate the solution by using formula and represent in graphs. Okay. So this is called analog and mathematical combined model. The next one is function model. Such models are grouped on the basis of the function being performed. Means these models are group of many models according to their functions. According to their functions. For example, a function may serve to acquaint to scientists with such things as tables, carrying data, a blueprint of layouts, a program representing a sequence of operation like in computer programming. Okay. So I told you that operations research is not made by any a single person. This was effort of many scientists, economists, and socialists, and physicists, biologists, everything. Okay, so this was the efforts of many people. So a function served to acquaint to scientists. So when the model are grouped on the basis of their functions that they have been performed. Okay, when the models are grouped on under one model according to their function, so we can say that these are called functions model. For example, you are looking this. Okay, now the next one is quantitative model. Such models are used to measure the observation. Such models are used to measure the observation. For example, degree of temperature, yardstick, a unit of measurement of length value, etc. Other example of quantitative models are transformation models, which are useful in converting a measurement of one scale to another. For example, centigrade versus Fahrenheit conversion scale. And the taste models that act as standard against with measurements are compared. For example, business dealing a specified standard production control the quality of medicine. So quantitative models are those in which you use measures observations of measure. Okay. Suppose that if there is time of raining, okay, so scientists measure the rain in centimeters. That it is 80 centimeters possible that today it has rain. Okay, and also about the temperature. Today's temperature is 40 degree. Today's temperature is 38 degree. Tomorrow temperature will be 35 degree. So when you observe the measure, When you observe the measure, then these type of models you call quantitative model, in which you use some quantity to measure and the last one is heuristic model. These models are mainly used to explore alternative strategy, that is course of action, that were overlooked previously, whereas mathematical models are used to represent system processing, well-defined strategies. Heuristic models do not claim to find the best solution to the problem. Actually, heuristic models are used for your course of action. There is a chapter in your in the subject, that is decision making. Decision making. So you have to make decision from the alternatives that you have. You have to make the decisions that you have alternate. From that you have alternatives. Suppose that you have three course of action according to the state of nature. Maximizing the profit or minimizing the loss according to the condition, you will have to select which course of action is suitable for your condition. Okay, so when you use the alternative course of action, so these type of model is called your heuristic model. Now, what are the method to solve your OR models? What are the methods? So there are generally three types of methods used to solve your OR models. The first one is analytical, the second one is iterative, and the third one is Monte Carlo. Okay, so let us see. The first one is analytical method. If the operations research model is solved by using all the tools of classical mathematics, such as differential calculus and definite differences available for this task, then such type of solution are called analytical solution. Solution of various inventory models are obtained by adopting the so-called analytical procedure. Means if you are using traditional mathematical techniques such as differential calculus, integral calculus, and differentiation, and any other thing, any other mathematical techniques. So when you are using these type of mathematical techniques, so we can say that you are using analytical method to solve operations research model. For example, there are so many techniques to solve the inventory models. Inventory models. Actually, we use some calculus in to solve the inventory models or inventory problems. Okay. So these are models called your analytical method. Second one is iterative method. If classical method fail, if classical method fail because of complexity of the constraints or of the number of variables. Actually, if you have number of variables, if you have number of variables, for example, if you have four or five variables, so the classical method will be failed to solve that problem because it will become very complex. For example, if I will say that you have to solve x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 equal to 25 and 2x1 plus x2 plus 3x3 plus 5x4 equal to, suppose that you have these two equations. Now you have to solve. So from the classical method or traditional method, it will become very complicated. It will become very complicated. Okay. So To avoid this complexity, we use iterative methods. We use iterative. Then we were usually forced to adopt an iterative method. If classical method fails because of complexity of the constants or of the number of variables, then we were usually forced to adopt an iterative method. Such a procedure starts with a trial solution. Trial solution, okay? Just as in the linear programming and in the graphical method of linear programming. What we have to do? We will use trial method, assuming first x1 equal to 0 and second x2 equal to 0. Okay, so we will use trial solution and a set of rules for improving it. We will use simplex method to improve the solution. The trial solution is then replaced by the improved solution, and the process is repeated until either no further improvement is possible or the cost of further calculation cannot be justified. For example, when we will use either linear programming in the simplex method and transportation method. So what we will do? We will make iteration tables to improve our solution. First, we will get the feasible solution. After that, we will check for either improvement or not. Okay. If there would be any possibility for improvements, so we will improve, and we will improve until when uh, when the possibility will be over for the improvement. Okay. So iterative method can be divided into three groups. What are these three? After a finite number of repetition, no further improvement will be possible. Means if we have performed a number of repetition, a finite number of, if there is a definite number of steps for which we have to repeat the process, and we will see that after repeating the number of repetitions, there will be no further improvement. Okay, so we will stop our solution. Second, although successive iteration improves the solution, we are only guaranteed the solution as a limit of an infinite process. Okay, means if we see that there are infinite process, there are infinite solution. Okay, so what we will do? Then we will only guarantee that after performing some repetition, what we will see that is this is the limit for the solution of this problem. Means if you are using successive iteration to improve the solution. Okay, so we can say that after doing some steps, that now we have infinite limit of an infinite process. So we will stop there. And finally, we include the trial and error method, which however is likely to be lengthy, tedious and costly even if electronic computers are used. Actually, uh, if we are using many decision variables, so this is very complex by using trial and error method, because it is time taken process. If you are using trial and error methods, so this is time taken process. Okay, so these are the iterative method, and the next one is Monte Carlo method. The basis of so-called Monte Carlo technique is random sampling of variables values from a distribution of that variable. Monte Carlo refers to the use of sampling method to estimate the value of non-stochastic variables. The following are the main steps of Monte Carlo methods. There are some steps that we have to follow. The step first, in order to have a general idea of the system, we first draw a flow diagram of the system. Means we have to draw a flow chart. We have to draw a flow chart for our idea or problem. We have to draw a flow chart for our problem. Okay. In the second step, then we take correct sample observation. Then we will take correct sample observations to select some suitable model for the system. In this step, we compute the probability distribution of the variables of our interest. Means we have to make probability distribution. Probability distribution means if there is any chances of occurrence of that event. Okay, so according to the our information, we will select our model. According to the our information means the information that we have. According to the our information, we will select the perfect model. Okay, then we will calculate the probability distribution. Okay, and then in the next step, we then convert the probability distribution to a cumulative distribution. We will convert the probability distribution to a cumulative distribution function. Okay, and then a sequence of random numbers is now selected with the help of random number tables. Then we will select random numbers. Is now selected with the help of random number tables. Actually, if we will have time in the future, so I will also explain the example of this method. Okay. Now next, we determine the sequence of values of variables of interest with the sequence of random numbers obtained in step 4. Next means we will determine the sequence of values. We have to determine the sequence of values. Means when you will using trials, so you have to also have determine sequences of values of interest with the sequence of random numbers obtained in step 4. Finally, we construct some standard mathematical function to the value obtained in step 5. After getting the sequence of random numbers, after getting the sequence of number numbers, we construct standard mathematical function for those values which we have obtained. Okay. For example, a bombing mission is sent to bomb an important factory. Okay, a bombing mission is sent to bomb an important factory which is rectangular in shape. Which is rectangular in shape. Let us see. There is a mission where we have to send for bombing. Okay, and the shape of factory is like this. Uh, this is shape of factory. Okay, now rectangular in shape and has the dimension of 250 by 550, means its length is 550, 500. Okay, and this, and its width is 250. It's it 250. Now its length is 500 feet and width is 250 feet. The bombers will drop 10 bombs all together. Suppose that bombers will drop 10 bombs all together from high altitude. From high altitude means he is bombing from the plane and from the very high altitude. All aimed at the geometric center of the plant, and all they are centered from center. Okay. Now we assume that the bombing run is made parallel to the long dimensions. Means we are assuming that bombing run is made parallel to the long dimensions. Means from 500 feet. And when plane is going, so and we are bombing, so all the bombs are in the parallel side of length. Okay. Now that the deviation dimension of the plant, that the deviation of the impact point from the aiming point is normal with mean 0 and standard deviation 200 feet in each dimension, and that these two deviations are independent random variables. Okay, so when these types of problem occurs, so we will use Monte Carlo method to solve the problem. Means after trial and error method. So first, let us see 10 bombs, where they will fall down after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will take this sequence 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why we will take this type of trial error. So this is your Monte Carlo method. So this is all about the classification of models and methods to solve OR models. So this is all about today's class.